Alright guys, I want to go over the decline cambered bar bench press. So this is one of my favorite chest movements. One, obviously because of the cambered portion, allows you to do more of a stretch, but two, typically with a decline dumbbell press, when you go to kick the dumbbells back, you're in a very vulnerable position because you're lying down. So the force of gravity with those two heavy unstable objects puts a lot of potential stress on your rotator cuff. I don't like doing this on a bench with a barbell because I don't get enough range of motion. So this is kind of the sweet spot in between the two. So how to perform this movement. First, when I sit down, I'm going to make sure that my shins are tight against this pad. And I like to point my toes up, so this whole portion here is tight against the pad. Now when I go down, it's already pointed up, but there's times where it can be pointed down, so watch your head when you come down. Now from here, I'm going to put my hands on the bar and look at the knurling. Where the knurling starts, that's going to be my guide for where my hands go. So if I was out here and it's an inch away from the knurling starts, I'm going to make sure both sides, that's where it is. For me personally, my middle part of my thumbnail, where the knurling starts on both sides, is where I get the best chest exposure because I get the most stretch. Now from here, I'm going to pick myself up, tighten my scapula. I'm going to tighten my glutes and my shins against the pad. Now, right now I have an arch, okay? I have this because as I come down, this is going to put me in a better position to get a full stretch and keep my back tight. Now, when I go to pick this bar up, what I'm not going to do is point the bar straight up and out, because if you watch, now it puts my wrist in a really weird position. It's put a lot of stress in my wrist. So instead, what I'm going to do is point the angle of the bar at the same line of my wrist and my forearm. Now at this point, I'm going to push up and against this rack. Now when I come up and out, it's straight up and down. From here, I'm going to initially rotate my elbows. I'm going to put my elbows towards my feet as I come down. And I'm going to bring the bar down as if it was on a Smith machine. I'm going to try to get a full opening of my chest, as far down as I can go. For myself, I get down all the way here, I touch, pause, right back up, stabilize for a second, right back down. Now, if you can't get full range and touch, it's perfectly fine. Go to where your fullest range of motion is that your mobility allows, and then week by week, try to get a little bit lower. So if you can only get to here with a 25 on each side, do not go up and wait until you can get all the way down here, because it's more important that you work on your mobility and your ability to expose more stress to the pec than it is overloading weight and not getting a full range of motion, because then you're only exposing X amount of stress to the pec, but you're also now exposing stress to your shoulder and triceps as well. So again, full stretch, good pause, right back up, stabilize for a second, good control. Now one more thing too, the weight is down here in the heel of my hand, so I can keep my hands open. All the pressure's down here. I also have my thumb not wrapped around like a suicide grip, not wrapped around like a normal grip, but right across the bottom. So they come down, it pulls my chest apart, right back up. Now when I go to rack, I'm going to push against this aggressively, let this come down. And then again, if there's weight on this, the bar won't move, but if there's not, it will swing down. So make sure the bar is in good position, and then just pull yourself up.